things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive, live. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. And you didn't know me, all you wanted was a game to
Was a game to play. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome into Braylon's virtual tour live. Oh my goodness. Got the best intro on YouTube. Y'all pray for me. I'm working out some things behind the scenes. At the end of the day, music should be music. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm working that out though. But anyway, how are y'all doing? Hopefully all is well. Get our nighttime driving music on. Oh, I love that sound. Y'all ready to go on tour? I said, are you ready to go on tour? What is good, Miss Cutie Pie? Good to see you. Everything on this channel is alleged, in my opinion, is for entertainment purposes only. Y'all, we are on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day. Chilled out for a little bit. Went out. I had to get my glasses fixed because I broke them. I broke them. And then come to find out, the glasses that I got was like a limited release with Walmart Elton John. So I got to get new glasses anyway. But thank God I got resources to be able to do what I need to do. Hopefully all is well with all of you. Had a great time over there on Queen Sheba last night. That's right. You not just your laptop computer or your tablet or your phone or, any device that you were on. Yes, I was on Queen Sheba last night. And, I want to talk to y'all about it because it was a wonderful time. So to give y'all context, the conversation was about Black women leaving corporate America, right? And, there was this boy who was talking about, women have to be, skinny. If you're leaving corporate America, then you're coming home to me and cooking and all that type of stuff. But his wife is an attorney, though. And her family comes from money. So it was like, what in the world are we doing here? So I had to go. So I didn't have to go up. But I'm just like, nah, I can't stand for this. I just can't stand for this. Hey, Miss Chocolate Vegan, good to see you as well. I'm just like, no, I cannot stand for that. Like my mom and my dad raised me to be about making sure that you are giving 100% of yourself, that you're recognizing that she is a helpmate, not your source. And beyond that, at the end of the day, the only way you will ever elevate in her life is by investing in her life. So I just couldn't sit in the bushes. So went up on the panel, had a great time, got to talk to Queen Sheba, darling, last night after the show. We had a great time together. She even called me cute. I'm like, Lord Jesus help. I'm a 7 on the look scale, about 10 in personality. I keep that 7 where it is, because my friend said to me, there are 10s in other categories. So it was a great time. And go over there, watch Queen Sheba. It was a great time over there. And then, of course, y'all know The Love Experiment. It's a new show on MTV with these 3 chocolate queens. And they basically brought the dating app experience to life. So the guys cannot hear the ladies and what they have to say. But the ladies go down this hallway, and each of the 3 ladies get to choose 3 guys each. And out of that, there's a speed dating round. And after that speed dating round, then they choose the person that they want to go on a date with. Here's the twist, though. You can either go back down the hallway to find somebody new, but that means that date ends, or you could stay there with your date. Right? So it's really a cool concept. I thought one more extra lady would have been fine. Maybe a host, and I think that this show really can cause for a after show. You know what I mean? I really think so. But hey, that's just me though. So I've been looking at the poll on my community tab. So it will drop tomorrow night. The first episode of the Rampage Tendencies podcast, it will be dropping Friday night, 8 p.m. And I think I'm going to just drop it on Friday so that way I can have the week to be able to get the episodes together. It's not hard for me to get the episodes together. It's just downloading them into Canva, uploading them, and all that type of stuff. But no, so excited for that. I can't wait for y'all to hear the first episode. It really is a different Braylon than you know. Just this Braylon has a little more soul. I'll just say that. But I'm glad to have all of you here. I hope all is well with you. Hope you had a wonderful day today. Summer's almost over with. We're getting into fall. But, you know, I believe summer is a mindset. You know what I mean? So I always try to make sure that, you know, I have a good mindset. So having a good mindset allows you to have a good life. So I just watched Binge Worthy, Justin Diego. Shout out to that good brother. He is amazing at what he does. Justin Diego, Binge Worthy. Shout out to him. Y'all check him out. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to him. He was just talking about Kenya Moore potentially leaving the Housewives, right? I have not watched the Kenya Moore interview because I have been mentally out of it in terms of creating content and stuff like that. So I will be watching the interview and I will be giving my take. And not only that, y'all, I still got notes on Nene Leakes Part 2 to break down. So definitely for sure. And definitely we'll be getting to more TV shows. Like I said, The Love Experiment, will definitely be covering that on this channel for sure. Trying to think what else. You know, Married to Medicine comes out November 5th. So November 5th will be here before you know it, though. And Real Housewives of Potomac. I know that some of you want to see that on the channel. So we're going to get to diversifying around here and showcasing the multi-dimensions of us as a people. So, but yeah, Kenya Moore said that she's thinking about leaving Housewives because, you know, they talked about the seating chart. So for those of you who don't know the seating chart, the further you're away from Andy Cohen, that means you are on the outs of the show. The closer you are to him, that basically means you're safe and people want you and all that type of stuff. And she said, you know, every season that's a sign for me that maybe my time is up on that show. I'm like, wow, that's quite a big statement to make. But also, too, I feel like, and this is just me, right? I feel like, hey, Nikki News, welcome in, good to see you. I feel like with Kenya Moore at this point, she's been on a very long time. People know her as Miss America. And, you know, I think with the editors and what they do and taking an inch and making it a mile, you get tired of cameras being in your face. I think they tape for what, 6 months? 5 to 6 months, or I think it's 3 to 4 months or 5 to 6 months. Anyway, they take a long time, right, of all that content. And so imagine having cameras in your face and not being able to have that private time with your kids, or having that private time with your spouse, or having private time to be on vacation. You can't be on vacation because you're on, right? So who knows if Kenya Moore is leaving. I think if Kenya Moore does leave, it will impact the show dramatically. She is definitely a legend on that show and known as a legend in the world of Bravo, for sure. And then, of course, I know people are thinking that Candy Burris should leave as well. Candy, I think, is probably the most known housewife on that show. So if she does leave, they're going to have to find a new way to move, because at this point, I feel that, and a lot of people have said this about the Housewives, right? I feel that the Housewives now is more for the culture than it is for the fans, right? That, you know, it's one of those shows where, you know, you may not care for it, but you know that if it got canceled, people will be in an uproar about it, because it is the show of the culture. It did put, you know, Bravo on the map, per se. And, you know, we were talking about this last night in the Onyx collab. And, you know, we were talking about Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and how, you know, from what I was hearing from my fellow collaborators, they were saying that Watch What Happens Live is good for 30 minutes. It doesn't need anything more than that, because Watch What Happens Live is more so of a tool to keep the franchise moving. And yes, other celebrities do come on, but it really is a place where all housewives come through. I just only said that it should be an hour long because I come from hour long television, right? Oprah Winfrey, Phil Donahue, Sally Jesse Raphael. Forget Montel Williams. I come from hour-long TV, so that's just innately what I see within me. But like I said, it's going to be interesting this fall with reality TV. Of course, I think Roa, New York was just on Peacock, and it was a huge hit on Peacock. So I think people are looking for the accessibility of content, but they're also looking for more quality of their content as well. So that's why I definitely have to say on Roa, it's far from over. The lawsuit, I don't think, is going nowhere, no time soon. That is a real lawsuit, as real as a lawsuit as I could feel. And that's not even my lawsuit. You know what I mean? And of course, the Oprah Winfrey Network trying to diversify itself with Essence Magazine, the 50th anniversary of Essence. And, I have a feeling that, OWN is going to want to diversify themselves here really soon with new content. Because at the end of the day, I think OWN keeping it real is a good brand, but it is not a good brand if the cast and the crew and staff are not owning keeping it real. Ready to Love, I think it's a wonderful show, but as Janelle said, in her words, that it wasn't the best dating, it wasn't the best show. 12, 14-hour days, no restroom breaks, no food, and you do get paid, but it's not nearly enough to make a dent in anything. For example, let's just say that you have 20 people, right? Let's just say 10 men, 10 women for Ready to Love, right? So you do $5,000 times what? Most episodes are 13 episodes. So that's $65,000, right? So you times $65,000 times 20 people, right? That's $1,300,000. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think that, if you are taking time out of your life, taking time out of your mental capacity, and you're taking time out to put your life out there for the world to see, you do deserve to be paid fairly. I think $5,000 an episode is not a bad paycheck. It's not a bad paycheck at all. Hey, Rose, welcome in. Glad to have you here. And, for people who say that reality television stars don't have a career, I think you're wrong. I think, let's flip the cameras and put it in your life for 12 to 14 hours a day. Let's see how you can handle being criticized and being called this and that and everything under the sun. Let's see how you deal with a personal situation. The world has an opinion on it, and there's no escaping it unless you turn off your social media. And you do that for 5, 10, 15, 20 damn years. And let's see if you're still standing. So no, reality TV is a career. It is. I mean, there are people who have one Survivor, and that's their career. They're known for being on Survivor. There are people who have one Big Brother, and that's what they're known for. Hell, American Idol, Kelly Clarkson has a daytime talk show. Why? Because she was on a reality singing competition that evolved the singing game and music industry game for everybody. So just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's not career to them. Because whatever I say, even with Portia Williams or Portia Gobadia, to give her respect of her married name, Portia has a career. I'll admit that. Kenya Moore has a career. I've always said Kenya Moore would never be a Jill Scott of the past, present, or afterlife, but that doesn't mean she does not work hard, right? So we have to understand that they are doing the work that any one of us would not be able to do. And that's just real talk. That's just real talk. And like I said, we only can judge these people for what they give us, or the words of Karen Huger. I'm only judging what you're giving me. Had to watch replay, was superb. Thank you so much. No, I had a wonderful time. I will be getting back to my short form videos. I'm going to be putting some tags on some of them that are a little bit low to get them up in the algorithm. And working, out some things with being monetized and things like that. I was going to hold that back, but yeah. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. yeah, just so much going on in the world, y'all. So much going on in the world. And by the way, I don't know if y'all know this either, but the majority stake for BET is no longer open. Paramount has decided not to move forward with the sale of BET. I talked with a good mentor and friend of mine. Yes, chaos was awful for sure. I talked with a good mentor and friend of mine today about it. He was just telling me how, what they should have done is, all come together. Well, actually, no, what they should have done was all raise the money individually, then come together to form that trust or form a trust, and then present that to a venture capital firm and say, hey, we've already raised $6 billion. And then let that venture capital firm be able to invest into the $6 billion that's already there and then present it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You mean on Ray to Love? Yeah, I love that crew. Queen G9, talk with Solana and Q. It's a great time over there. I'll be doing that again this Saturday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern time. So look forward to doing that for sure. And one thing about me that I really do love on YouTube is I'm able to diversify myself in so many ways. And I feel that at the end of the day, we want a forward-thinking society, but we want a forward-thinking society as long as it is comfortable to us to tolerate it. I'm going to say that one more time. I think we want to live in a forward-thinking society, but only if it's comfortable enough. Only if it is comfortable enough to us to tolerate it. Yeah, because literally, you can say this person talks too much. You can say this person's wrong. You can say that person's is right. But at the end of the day, everybody's just using their First Amendment. Some people don't like chocolate ice cream. Okay, cool. Some people don't like vanilla. Okay, cool. Some people don't like birthday cake. Some people don't like strawberry. Some people don't like black cherry. The great thing about ice cream? There's a flavor for everybody. So find damn flavor, get it down your throat, shut the hell up. Damn. And I say that because at the end of the day, like, when we shut out voices, we shut out perspective. When we shut out perspective, we shut out connection. Say that one more time. When we shut out voices, we shut out perspective. When we shut out perspective, we shut out connection. The power of curiosity is a great thing that can cause construction for many great spaces, and it can cause destruction for chaos, sadness, and confusion. And we have to be a little bit more responsible for what we do. And that's just my take. But with Ray to Love and all these reality shows and stuff like that, I think the reason why reality TV is changing, I know it's on another point, but child, my rambling comes straight, just give me time. But I think the reason why reality television is evolving is because for the longest time we have wanted so much quantity of reality TV, but we have not ever asked for the quality of reality TV. I think that's what's changing. I think people want to be able to experience all forms of reality, but they want the quality to be real. And I think that is what's happening here. Granted, 12 to 14 hour days. Nobody wants to do a 12 to 14 hour day unless you are in a position on an ensemble cast or on your own show or hosting a show where, guess what? You are doing it well, and you're making that bank, you're making that dough, you're making that cash. You know what I mean? So, but that's just my take on reality TV overall. And what I was saying about, I think OWN wants to diversify itself, but I think because, of OWN keeping it real, they're on this track now where if they don't stay in that track, then people are going to get off at the train station. Let those people get off. They'll find another channel. They will. They absolutely will. I think Oprah's Life Class should come back as a show. I think Oprah's Masterclass should come back as a show. Visionaries Inside the Creative Mind should come back as a show, not just for celebrities, but also for up and coming artists that you may not have heard of. What is their process like? Oprah season 25, Oprah Behind the Scenes should be a once a year thing. It should be on every year because it was that good of a show. Trying to think, Ask Oprah's All Stars was cool. But ask the Own, I don't know. I think Own Court would be cool. You know what I mean? You bring in different fans of Own. You bring in 2 men, 2 women that watch the Oprah Winfrey Network, that love it, and they just submit, and the fans just submit their issues for relationships, dating, and everything else. And welcome to Own Court. We got these 4 Own fans. They're going to be giving their take on these cases of regular, daily, schmegular issues. There's so many ways to diversify Own. I think they just need to move out their own way and just experiment, try something, shoot for the moon. And if you don't land on the moon, at least you'll land among the stars. You know what I mean? That's genuinely how I feel. Like I said, I remember when Oprah launched it, she's like, what if I could take every moment that was ever special to me? What if I could take every song I ever danced to? What if I could take every opportunity I've ever had and share it with all of you? Well, here we are. This is our day. This is your chance to own it. The new Oprah Winfrey Network launching January 1st. Woo, this is going to be good. And I remember the energy of that. And, the countdown of da 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 da, and just the balloons flying up. It was all CGI, but just the concept of being able to have a 24/7 channel of helping you own it in every area of your life. And really, the concept was all the topics of the Oprah Winfrey Show on the network 24/7. That was the original concept of the Oprah Winfrey Network. So people who think that OWN is about Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'm like, Oprah had this idea way back when she was actually launching the network and still doing the talk show, because she had Your Own Show, Oprah Social Next TV Star. She had the cast on the Oprah Winfrey Show. So talk about promoting your network and doing your own show at the same time. So that's just personally why I think about OWN. I think that I think they need a rebirth. I really do. I think, because right now, it's the Love and Marriage franchises is Ready to Love, Put a Ring on It, Bell Collective. Of course, it's some reruns, some old shows. Dr. Phil, Rachel Ray. I think Tamron Hall is on there with her reruns. So I think they just need new shows. I think, our own content creator showcase where we can submit our shows to OWN, I think would be amazing. And there's great talent out here. I think one thing that people got to quit doing is, especially production companies, and I get why they do this, because at the end of the day, they do not want to be in contempt of, they don't want to be in contempt of creativity, of robbing somebody's creativity. But if somebody is saying, I want to be a TV show host, if somebody says, I have an idea, there is a way to protect yourself and their self. And guess what? You guys can't keep saying you want new talent, but yet you're saying we don't take some unsolicited pitches. Where they do that at, right? Everybody had to get in the door somehow. But yeah, that's just my take overall. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are doing very, 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 very well. So, let's see. Looking at TMZ right now, just trying to see what's going on. TMZ. Oh, I didn't know about this. TikTok star Caleb Coffey, horrific fall from cliff onto lava rocks, hospitalized with serious injuries. Oh my goodness! Wow, I'm looking at the pictures now. I mean, that's pretty bad. TikTok star Caleb Coffey is lucky to be alive, but in really rough shape after a horrific fall off a cliff into Hawaii onto lava rock, sending him to the hospital with serious injuries. Caleb was hiking with friends Wednesday when he allegedly slipped and fell from a 60 to 80-foot cliff, landing on rocks below. He was immediately airlifted to a hospital, but he has suffered a fractured spine, broken femur, elbow, and wrist with gashes and burns across his entire body. A GoFundMe created for the 18-year-old features several images of him in the hospital with his family. The page said Caleb didn't have the health insurance at the time of his injury and currently features a goal of $100,000 in fundraising. Caleb has more than 11 million followers on TikTok and 1 million on Instagram. His high energy posts and photos often feature him out in nature, working out and hanging with friends. So prayers up to him. I can't imagine what that is to drop from a 60 to 80-foot cliff onto lava rock. Ooh, I bet you he was cussing up a storm. I would have. I think anybody would have. Oh, you son of a butter. Y'all remember that episode of SpongeBob with Mr. Krabs? You want to know what I think Mr. Krabs did it, Mr. Krabs? I cannot, right? So Christina Aguilera cruising Disney in a wheelchair for her daughter's birthday bash. So Christina Aguilera traded in her walking shoes for a set of wheels at Disneyland, celebrating her daughter's birthday, while also giving her feet a rest. The singer and former Mickey Mouse Club member took to the happiest place on earth Wednesday, donning matching tie-dye shirts with her partner Matthew Ruller and some pals for Summer Rain's 9th birthday. The group was escorted by a private tour guide, getting front of the line access to rides like Alice in Wonderland, while the rest of her crew was walking around the park. Christina remained seated on a motorized scooter. Disney normally rents the transport to guests, and a close source tells us that the singer needed it because she is currently nursing a minor knee injury. You know what? It says it's nothing too serious, but we're told that she's trying to rest it to make sure it doesn't get worse. She did let crush a Disney groove, though. Christine was still able to have a blast celebrate her daughter's big day. It looks like she got it. Oh, it looks like she's getting splashed on. Matterhorn gave her a shot. Hey, but hey, you may get wet. You know what? Shout out to Christina Aguilera. Like, you know, I think that's the one thing that really warms my heart about the world, that no matter how big you are, we all have, you know, the same responsibilities in different capacities. You know what I mean? That, you know, just because you're a rich dad don't mean you're not a dad. Just because you're a rich mom doesn't mean you're not a mom. And you know what? Honestly, even Christina Aguilera wanted to, you know, walk around, you know, roll around Disneyland in a scooter. Are you kidding? All those steps you have to walk? I would have done the same thing. I really would have. Like, Braylon, you're fine? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just cruising. You know what I mean? I'm surprised that with the Disney, with the Run Disney races that they don't do like go-kart races at Disney, or they don't do electric scooter races. I think that would be so much fun. Oh my God, that would be so much fun. You know what I mean? But that's just me. But yeah. So anything else? Some T into the Z. Y'all can talk in the chat as well. Love to hear from you, how your day is going, where are you, and everything in between. Like I said, we will be talking about BET tonight, 10/9 Central, only on Clubhouse. You just click that Clubhouse link to join the Onyx collab. It should be a very, very, very good time. And you know, like I said, I think that right now with BET, just because the deal is not on the table right now doesn't mean the deal will be back on the table, because eventually they are going to have to sell BET. So hopefully those black men and black women will come together to be able to create a entity where they can all raise the money individually and to be able to buy it, because it deserves to be black owned. There's no point in having a network called BET and it's owned by another culture. That's just that is just stupid. That's just stupid. So y'all, Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son, Lord, is marrying Larsa Pippen. So the wedding date is in the works, looking for a location. Somebody check on Michael Jordan. It's not like his arch nemesis ex-wife is close to being his daughter-in-law, because Marcus just revealed a wedding date with Larsa Pippen is in the works. The happy couple hit up Jones in West Hollywood for dinner on Wednesday. As they were leaving the restaurant, the GOAT's son was asked if wedding bells were in his future. We're looking for a location, Air Jordan said with a big smile on his face. The cameras followed up about where they had dates set. Marcus explained that the two had kickstarted the planning process. To further spark speculation, Larsa was spotted with a ring on that finger, although it's unclear if it is a legitimate engagement ring. It's worth knowing that Pippen has worn the ring in a few Instagram posts as well. It may be Michael Jordan's worst nightmare. Member 23 famously said he did not approve of the relationship while leaving a restaurant in Paris last month. Larsa and Marcus later addressed the clip with Scotty's ex claiming MJ's comments left her embarrassed and traumatized, and the latter insisting his pops gave his blessing but didn't want to fuel speculation. The relationship had anything to do with his infamous feud with Michael's longtime man. Regardless of what the Hall of Famer thinks, Larkus, Lord Jesus, they already got a couple names for him. Larkus were inseparable at Drizzy's show earlier Wednesday evening, with Pippen grinding all over Jordan throughout the night. Fittingly, oh Lord Jesus, Marcus' shirt read, "Hug me, I'm a horny." So congratulations. Cha! Okay. Oh Lord help. Why was that shirt made? Like, really? Just so we can just wear that and be cool? Like, is that what we're doing? Is that what we're really doing? I mean, just oh Lord help. I cannot. I so cannot. I hope all y'all are doing well out there, my virtual travelers, my virtual tour family. Yes, indeed. By the way, has anybody heard any verses? I haven't heard anything about verses in a long time. I know that verses was, during the pandemic, when we were all in quarantine. I hope that, verses comes back, because I think there's many more artists that can definitely. I think there's a lot more artists that we need to hear from musically. I would love to see some social commentary verses on the Versus platform. I mean, could you imagine like Empire going up against DJ Richie Sky, right? Could you imagine, Daytime Tea Time going up against Chronicle Speaks? Like verses like that where it's hot topics and you're just throwing down. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I would be here for it. I would love to go watch it live in person. But that's just me though. That is just me. So. But yes, indeed. So I'm gonna drop the link here. See if anybody wants to come up. We'll see. Maybe nobody wants to come up, but you never know unless you drop it. So y'all give me one moment as I drop the link. All right, y'all. The link is pinned if you want to come up and chill out with me for a little bit here. Um, by the way, y'all, Michael O'Hare I don't know if you guys have been watching. I've been watching it in the bushes, but Michael Order, aware that the Touches were conservators, wrote about, hey, live, laugh, love, welcome in, glad to have you here. So basically, Michael Orr was in a conservatorship, right? And he basically saying that it wasn't an adoption, right? So Michael Orr knew that the Touche family were his legal conservators in 2011, despite claiming in legal docs that he just became aware this February. The proof is in the former NFL star's own book. Otter wrote, I Beat the Odds from Homelessness to the Blind Side and Beyond, a memoir that was released in 2011. And he specifically talked about the legal relationship he had with the family. Let's see here as I keep reading. Hang on. It felt like a formality as I've been a part of the family for more than a year at that point. And since I was already over the age of 18, considered an adult by the state of Tennessee, Sean and Leanne would be named my legal conservators. Said Michael continued. They explained to me that pretty much meant the exact same thing as adoptive parents, but that the laws were written in a way that took my age into account. Honestly, I didn't care what it was called. I was just happy that one could argue that we weren't legal. What we already knew was real. We are a family. Let me keep reading here. Of course, it seemingly puts a hole in our story. Just this week, he claimed in legal documents filed in Tennessee that he only found out about the conservatorship in early 2023. A move his attorney alleges the Touches pulled to gain total control over Michael's or ability to negotiate or enter any contract. His beef with Sean and Leanne and Toshi centers around the money that he claims they earned from the hit movie The Blind Side, of which he got nothing, right? That's what he said. However, the Touche issued a statement refuting R's claims across the board, forcefully denying that they got rich from the film and saying they never misled Michael about the conservatorship. R's attorneys asked for accounting of money the family made through contracts to negotiate on his behalf, and what appeared to be a precursor to a lawsuit. It'll be interesting to see what happens now. Now that the book has resurfaced, since other clearly knew of the conservatorship. Yeah, I have to say that I think it does put a hole in his conservatorship, right? That at the end of the day, at the end of the day, if you knew about it, then at that point it's kind of on you. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, because a family adopted him that, he should be grateful in every aspect. No, I mean, even an adopted family, you're going to have disagreements. But for you not to know that that was in your book, and now, you talked about it, kind of like, well, how should the family feel, right? And that's just me. That's just me. I wish everybody well in that situation, for that situation to work out. Welcome in, everybody. We are live on tour. If you want to come up and chat with me for a little bit, you are more than welcome to. We're talking about Michael Otter and the blind side, rather. This young man that fell off of a 60 to 80 foot cliff in Hawaii and fell on some lava rocks. Speaking of Hawaii, the toll of people who are no longer here in the world is at 100 people. In Maui. So shout out to all those families and people in Hawaii. It's devastating what is happening. So basically it is a wildfire situation in Hawaii. So shout out to all of those people. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for being here. Of course, talking about the BET. Of course, talking about the BET situation that, the majority stake, which I think is like what? I think they want to give up like 75%. Is no longer available. Is no longer available at all. As of right now, I think the deal is put on hold right now. They're asking $3 billion, which, the price is a little too high. I thought that the I thought that BET, which includes now VH1 and BET Plus and BET Studios, should have been bought for 500 million to maybe 700 million, 750 million dollars. That's just me, because at the end of the day, you do need to get rid of it, because y'all are in extreme debt. You are in extreme debt, and you're trying to recover to move on. So that is just me. But yes, indeed. So y'all want to come up, feel free, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for being here. And I appreciate y'all coming through. I really do. And like I said, the podcast will be up tomorrow. Well, I'll probably do, because I already have the episode locked and loaded, ready to go. I just got to download it and upload it, and then I'll set it for 8 p.m. when it is released upon the world. And I just got to put my tags and stuff. But I really am excited for you guys to hear this podcast. And I will get back to creating videos. I got to just go through, put some tags in my older videos to get them up in the algorithm. And yeah, so we'll see what happens. And like I said, it's going to be step by step, day by day. You know what I mean? To get this channel where it needs to be. But we did reach 1,000 because of great people. And I still love everybody. And at the end of the day, all you can do is your best and do what you can do. Allow God to do what you cannot do, and move forward. Move forward. And the best thing about moving forward is there's always something good moving forward. There's always something good moving forward. So yes, indeed. So, oh man, I'm trying to think if Kendra G is on tonight. Kendra G singles on YouTube Live. I think she might do a pop-up show today. But her app is coming out soon. I think I might get it, because there's not a lot of black owned dating apps at all. As y'all know, I was on Kendra G's singles on YouTube Live. That's a one and done, everybody. That's a one and done. I'm not ever doing that again. But I did suggest to her that she should do Kendra G's singles on stage live, or Kendra G's SOS live. It'll be like Showtime at the Apollo, but for dating. We'll go to a city, audition all the singles in that city, and then the top 10 men, the top 10 women would, get up on stage like Showtime at the Apollo and pitch themselves to the live audience, and then we'll talk to the live audience on YouTube. So I thought it was a good idea. And I did pitch it in that capacity to her. And she did say with the app, it would be a tour with it. I don't think it's going to be that intricate. But hey, you never know, right? Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Apparently Apple Music has Apple Music Live. Y'all, I just turned on the TV and saw that. That is, whoa. Okay. Lightning outside my place. I thought it was gonna rain today. Oh my goodness, y'all! On Apple TV, there's gonna be a new series called "One of a Kind Marcy from the World of Snoopy." That is awesome. By the way, if y'all have not watched, the Peanuts movie, please watch that. That was an amazing love letter to Charles Schultz. And there's a very nice story about Franklin and how he was supposed to be a part of that amazing cartoon series. That was a great movie for sure. I'm a huge anime. So I say anime. I miss Toonami though. I miss Toonami. For those of you who don't know what Toonami is, it was on Cartoon Network. It would be Tom in the spaceship, and he would showcase anime, cartoons, and things like that. I think Toonami should just be a network. It really should. At the end of the day, but and again, what do I know, right? I'm just chilling with y'all on the YouTube. Here. Let's see here. Let's see. 7 people in the building. Thank you all so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I appreciate all of you. Um, let me see. Oh Lord, okay. Single pie choices. Oh my God. Oh Lord, I hope they haven't reviewed mine. Oh Lord. That's one thing about social media that you can never prepare for. You can never be prepared for when someone sees you. You know what I mean? So let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't look like she's going live tonight. But yes, indeed. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. We are just chilling out. We are just chilling out. Glad to have all of you in the building, just chilling out here, just talking to all of you, my virtual travelers, my virtual tour family. And oh, wait a minute. Tasha K talking about Lizzo allegations may be true. Here's why. You know, that Lizzo situation. I don't know, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. By the way, shout out to BTHEE commentator. She did a really excellent deep dive into Lizzo and the allegations and everything else. Like I said, I pray for everybody involved. You know, at the end of the day, innocent until proven guilty. But it's stacking up. It really is. And I haven't even heard anything about Watch Out for the Big Girls season 2. So yeah. So, a lot going on. A lot going on in the world today, man. It's really a lot. It really, really is a lot. Excuse me. By the way, has anybody seen a Beyonce performance? I've been seeing clips of it, y'all. It looks like it's a whole. It looks like it's like Bay Park, you know, or Bay World, you know, or Bayland. That's what it looks like to me when you go. I mean, she's got the biggest LED screen I've ever seen, and like the stage design, and just, I mean, it's a whole vibe. Like there's a part of the show where she says mute, like everybody has to be silent. Everybody, like, it is a high intensity, you know, performance. I heard like you can get tickets like on the day of the show for like $150. But those are through like resellers and stuff like that. But there's like tickets that are like $5,000 you can get in on the floor with the fans. And let me tell you something, for $5,000, you better be having a good show. But you know, also too, some people will spend $5,000 to get that social capital, right? So you might be on the floor, you might see Megan Thee Stallion and be like, "Can I get a picture?" You use that to get some social capital. Oh, they're CNOs, can I get a picture with you? You know, and listen, not everything has to be a hustle opportunity, but in the same token, too, you know, have a couple business cards on you, because you never know who might come out to a Beyonce concert, for sure. You know what I mean? So it is really lightning out there. I thought it was not going to rain today, where I live. I thought it was not going to rain today, at all. So but yes, indeed. Hmm. Let's see here. By the way, one thing I do, I keep up with beverage alcohol news as well. Um, so yeah, I definitely try to keep up with that, because at the end of the day, the alcohol industry is such a huge, huge industry. So I try to keep up with anything and everything happening there. It's been a lot of ready to go drinks being created recently, a lot of or low calorie drinks happening. And I think the reason why that is because people are looking for ways to relax. Like, for example, you know, Heineken, you know, 0.0. It's the beer with 0% alcohol. Hey, Linda Gamble, good to see you, Queen. How are you? By the way, y'all support Linda. She is one of the best people on the planet. I see you in my comment section. I see the love that you give me, and from the bottom of my heart, I hope you feel it for me, because I truly mean I love you. I thank you. I value you. You mean a lot, Linda Gamble, for sure. We're just chilling here, just doing what we're doing. We're on tour, just chilling out. So I really do love doing these lives with y'all, because you guys get to hear me, for a longer period of time. I only have like 20 to 25 minutes to do what I do. And I don't think that's enough time for me, so being able to do, virtual tour live, and to be able to take hot topics and, give them to you live and showcase the diversification of that, I think is really important. And, one thing that I've debated on about this channel is, how do you diversify when how people came to know you is what people want to see? And so what I try to recognize within that is this: even though people know me for Love and Marriage Huntsville content, that doesn't mean that's all they want to talk about. At least I would like to think so, right? So, knowing about what's going on with Lizzo, knowing what's going on about the strike, knowing what's going on about, social issues. I think life is so dimensional. Why do we narrow ourselves in? But believe you me, when the season comes back, I will be recapping the show on my channel, because I feel like I'm a very good recapper. I really am. I mean, y'all see my titles. If you go back in the archives, y'all definitely see my titles, and I think people have definitely laughed at them. I think people have definitely found joy in them. I think people have found a new perspective from the way I cover Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think also, too, there's nothing wrong with just being articulate. Nothing wrong with being intelligent. Nothing wrong with being able to bring soul to content. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If anything, we should welcome that. Because the more we understand each other, the better content we all receive. So definitely will be doing that, and definitely want to review more shows. Like I said, the Love Experiment, definitely reviewing that show for sure. We'll be watching that, and Ready to Love as well. Love that show. So yes, indeed. Nikki, not Nikki, but Linda Gamble, how are you doing this evening? Hopefully you're doing well. You're staying cool wherever you are in the world today. But yeah, glad to have you here. Like I said, tonight, 10 p.m. In about an hour and some change, we'll be live on Clubhouse with the Onyx collab, talking about BET. The room that we had about Tyler Perry missing the ball, we had about 300 people come through that room. It lasted from 10 p.m. that night to 9:30 a.m. the next day. So basically a 12-hour room. So it's going to be a very hot conversation tonight. I don't think a lot of people are talking about it. And that's what I try to do on Clubhouse, is I try to find topics that people aren't talking about, figure out the humanity in it, and just let it rip. Or Beta Blade, let it rip, for those of you who remember Beta Blade. It was almost like a spinning top, really. And they had like this anime series called Beta Blade a while back. So it was funny. I was at Sheets. I saw some Pokemon cards. I'm like, Lord Jesus, they are still producing Pokemon cards. They are still producing Pokemon cards. Okay, I see you. Married to Medicine. That's coming out November 5th. Definitely excited about that. I never watched Married to Medicine before, but of course, Phaedra is back on that show. And I'm really looking forward to that, because I think Married to Medicine, from what I hear of the show, this is only from what I hear that Married to Medicine is one of the strongest shows on Bravo, because they're actually married to medicine. They're married to the career they have, and you get to see more of their career. You get to see, how they engage with their patients and things like that. You really get to see the real work of what these doctors do. And I think that's the reason why people tune into specialized reality TV. like Braxton Family Values, which I missed that show, but of course Tracy Braxton is no longer here. God rest her soul. Or Married to Medicine, or Flip or Flop, Love It or Listed. These shows that are specialized reality TV where you get to see the layers of people, right? Just because they can perform surgery doesn't mean they're not in pain. You know what I mean? So, but yes, indeed. Like I said, I think Real Housewives have already taped their reunion. I think they were in New York City, which I don't understand why you were in New York City when the show's called Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I guess maybe they all taped interviews that will air during Watch What Happens Live. So I guess because the studio was right there, they could go to the studio, tape all the interviews, and then be done. I guess, but it is what it is. Lord Jesus. Lord, Lord, Lord. Man. Let's see what else is happening in the world today. Not too much. So, update, Lord Jesus, y'all. Update on this doggone strike. The Writers Guild of America and American Motion Pictures and Television Producers meet again, CEOs, to talk Friday about a path to end the strike. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, this strike has brought out every emotion in everybody. Like, there's even a new Writers Guild of America report, Valerie Ricci, all that Disney, Amazon, Netflix are the new gatekeepers of media, which I didn't know there was a changing of the guard, but apparently it is. The Writers Guild of America issued a report on Thursday calling Netflix, Amazon, and Disney the gatekeepers of the media business and calling for antitrust regulators to prevent consolidation in the streaming marketplace. The report argues that Netflix, Amazon, and Disney has amassed collective market power that has driven down wages and limited viewer choice. The Guild also argues that the companies have shown that they will abuse a position of dominance to harm their competitors, and that further consolidation will result in few writers be able to make a living. Any mergers in media entertainment involving significant streaming players should be blocked for acquisitions of smaller or potential competitors. The report comes as the WGA strike reaches its 108th day with no signs of a deal that's imminent. The Guild responded Tuesday to the latest proposal from the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, where sources have said that the two sides remain far apart on a range of key issues, including TV staffing minimum, weekly pay for screenwriters, and a viewer-based streaming residual. Let's see. WGA has issued reports of giving testimony about antitrust issues in the past. In December 2021, the Guild published a report that blasted 5 media mergers, including AT&T, Time Warner, Comcast, NBC Universal, Disney, and Disney Fox, as an example of antitrust enforcement. The latest report focuses more on Netflix and Amazon than the previous versions have. The report argues that Netflix used to be an innovative competitor that has since become a powerful incumbent focused on raising prices, vertically integrating, and exerting dominance over their workers. WGA also argues that Amazon's engaged in predatory pricing and other anti-competitive practices to establish a platform monopoly, and that its acquisition of MGM indicates that it plans to bring its platform monopoly playbook to dominate media. The report also faults Disney for raising prices and reducing its feature film output, as well as engaging in aggressive vertical integration. Each is now taking anti-competitive vertical integration to an extreme, turning its streaming service into a walled garden for self-produced content, a mall built and dependent on restricting the availability of independent content from competing producers, underpaying creators, and above all, making future consolidation of the industry game. I totally agree with that. I mean, there's a report that they want to combine Disney Plus and Hulu. I think that is so damn stupid. It's so stupid because Disney doesn't know how to do adult content. They just don't. For those of you who may not know this, how many of you remember Touchstone Pictures? You know, the lightning going across the screen, and then you see, you know, the streak of a flash. Touchstone Pictures is owned by the Walt Disney Company, and they did Touchstone Pictures to be able to create those adult films that Disney could not do. It's the same thing with Hulu, right? So Hulu has 50 million subscribers, which is a huge base, and there's great content on there. I was binging Futurama. I binged the whole series, ladies and gentlemen. I had a lot of free time. But Hulu is known for having things that are underground content. They've been trying to, bolder or enhance their unscripted content. They don't have a lot of unscripted content. They got more scripted content. But, I think, the reason why Disney Plus should not merge with Hulu, and Hulu should not merge with Disney Plus, because when you think of Disney Plus, what do y'all think of? You think of animated movies, right? You don't think of, The Rookie. You don't think of How to Get Away with Murder. You don't think of that. You think of Hulu for adult content. So that's just me. I think it's a stupid decision. I think Hulu should be the Black and MIPOC streaming platform for everybody else. And 50 million subscribers is a lot of subscribers. It's a lot of subscribers. I mean, if you do a talk show on there, you get 10 million subscribers a day. That's basically 50 million people a week. So you just have to create that content geared to different audiences, underrepresented audiences. And not to mention, give content creators and future artists a Hulu contract. Let Netflix go after these big stars. Y'all work with where y'all are, and I promise you, more people will tune in, because there is a space needed for up and coming talent. And I promise you, if they merge, Disney will be kicking themselves in the behind. They really will, when no one's going to Disney Plus, for that adult content. I mean, they even said that some people are canceling their Disney Plus because of the uptick in pricing. So yeah, and for those of you who may not know, Netflix started as a DVD service, so they're saying, that the final day that they will be shipping out DVDs is September 29th. So they said, let's have some fun for our finale, Netflix says in the email, as first reported by Collider. You won't know if any extra envelopes are heading your way until they arrive in your mailbox. Eligible customers must click on a link to activate the promotion. Netflix adds in a disclaimer that is subject to limited quantity and while supplies last. So I think that's kind of cute. I mean, that's how, Netflix first got created. So to have some red envelopes to keep, those would be worth something like maybe $10,000, $20,000 in a couple of years. Hopefully y'all are enjoying this live. And like I said, let me know what you guys want to talk about too, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, I do get tired of talking about media stuff. I do want to talk about more deep topics. And I try my best to talk about deep topics, for sure, but I try to talk about deep topics when they feel relevant and necessary, because I feel like people come to YouTube to breathe away from the day. They don't come to YouTube to deal with drama, to deal with strife, to deal with hate. So I try my best not to, boggle y'all down with negative news. But there's between negative news and being informed. So y'all let me know what y'all want to talk about. I put up what TV shows would you guys like for me to talk about, but also want to know what social issues y'all want to talk about. Do y'all want to talk about bullying? Do you want to talk about self-esteem? Do you guys want to talk about financial wealth? Yeah, so yes indeed. I know people probably leave because I'm rambling at this point, but listen, I'm just trying to keep the flow of the live going, y'all. That's all. That is all. Mm. Okay, this is an update. This is an update. This is an update. Let me see. So, I just saw this on Deadline.com. This is from Lizzo's Big Girl Dancers. Hey, Nikki News, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Not all of Lizzo's Big Girl Dancers have something negative to say about their queen. The Big Girl and Big Boy Dancers wrote Thursday on Instagram saying that they had the time of their lives on the special tour to celebrate the singer's commitment to character and culture, taking precedence over every movement and moment. Thank you to Lizzo for shattering limitations and kicking in the doorway for the Big Girl and Big Boy Dancers to do what we love to do. So yeah, that comes off of their Instagram. This is their Instagram. The Big Girls. I think that is the TV show account for Amazon. It says here, and I quote, "We had the time of our lives on the special tour. We have been so honored to share the stage with such amazing talent. This tour experience has been beyond just #special. The commitment to character and culture, taking precedence over every movement and moment, has been one of the greatest lessons and blessings we could ever potentially that we could possibly ask for. Thank you, Lizzo, for sharing limitations and kicking the doorway, and for the Big Girl and Big Boy Dancers to do what we love. You have created a platform where we're able to parallel our passion with a purpose, not only for us, but for all women and all people breaking barriers. We have traveled and explored new horizons of the world." Hey, Deborah Jackson, welcome in. Good to see you, Queen. Glad to have you here. So many advantages to prevail over hardships that society and the entertainment and beauty industry can bring. So grateful that the standards and existence of beauty so grateful that the standards and existence of beauty in this team go beyond the surface. Our collective gifts have authentically powered the type of energy, love, and that support can psychologically help heal the world. We are a unit of unicorns, undeniably resilient and special AF. We are the Big Girls. We come through, pop and drop it, thick booty on swole stamina goals. Ain't no stopping. We are the Big Boys. We're coming through. Move out the way. Big stepping, head busting. Got the moves. Love the Big Girls and Big Boys. So that is from the Big Boys and Big Girls. And then there's a video showcasing all of the audiences that the dancers have gone to be a part of. So there are some dancers that are with Lizzo. There are some dancers and people that are, with the touring group. And like I said, at the end of the day, and I'm not surprised by that response, right? I mean, at the end of the day, Lizzo is a icon. She is a legend, and she has done great work to break through. But we gotta recognize, without Monique, there would not be a Lizzo. You know what I mean? So we gotta give Monique her flowers as well. So So I mean, it's a good video. It's definitely comprehensive for damn sure. So yeah, 6 comments on this story from Deadline.com. It anonymous says it took them 2 weeks to say something not a very natural move. It seems. Anonymous also says not surprised by this PR move. Anonymous also says cowards. Until she apologizes and changes, it's all BS. She's a disappointment. Jim said, "You're assuming her accusers are telling the truth. Why so quick to judge without all the facts? Would you want someone to do that to you, or the rules do not apply to you?" Anonymous. Jim, do you do that to Republicans asking for a friend because everything in Hollywood does it? Am I right? Anonymous. PR response train has left the station. So, woo, Lord, 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 Lord. And of course, for those of you who may not know, if you live out in California, saw this story, Hurricane Hillary now on cusp of Category 3 forecast to hit LA late Sunday, um, with potential tropical storm force winds and heavy rain. Flood watches are issued. Um, it says here, in a rare occurrence, the remnants of Hurricane Hillary might hit Southern California, possibly Los Angeles this weekend, with tropical storm force winds 39 to 73 miles per hour. Heavy rain will begin as Tropical Storm Hillary off the coast of mainland Mexico, strengthened to a Category 2 hurricane earlier today as of 3 p.m. Pacific time, which 3 p.m. Pacific time, what would that be? Eastern Standard Time. So 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. So at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, Hillary's winds had strengthened to 110 miles per hour, just 1 mile per hour shy of a major Category 3. By Saturday, it's expected to hit a Category 4. By Sunday, Hillary is expected to become a lesser hurricane, then potentially hit Southern California, Los Angeles with tropical storm force winds, especially at higher elevations later in the day. The storm is currently 475 miles south of Cabo San Lucas. So here's the latest on the storm's direction. Hillary is moving toward the west-northwest near 14 miles per hour, 22 kilometers an hour, and this general motion is expected to continue through tonight. A turn toward the northwest is expected Friday morning, followed by a turn toward the northwest and north on Saturday. On the forecast track, the center of Hillary will approach the Baja California Peninsula over the weekend. Currently, according to the National Weather Service, hurricane force winds extend outward up to 60 miles or 95 kilometers from the center, and tropical storm force winds extend outward of 275 miles. The updated wind cone has increased tropical storm strength winds hitting the San Diego area up from 30-40% to 40-50%. So if you are in California, please be careful. It says here 2 factors tend to keep Southern California away from such storms: colder sea surface temperatures, which takes the fuel away, and upper level steering winds in the eastern Pacific. This year's El Nino event means ocean temperatures are much warmer than usual, with the water in Malibu registering 70 degrees today. Normally 67 to 68 degrees is the warmest coastal ocean temperatures get in Los Angeles. Just wanted to inform y'all of that as well. So, a lot going on in the world today, y'all. A lot going on. Yes, indeed. So, but yep, just chilling out here, y'all, with all of you. Glad to have you here. Like I said, I'll be here until 9:50, and then we'll read the daily motivational thoughts and head out of here. I really do love doing these lives with y'all, being able to talk about many different topics live. I think this is where I showcase the greatest of myself, to be quite honest with y'all. So, let me see. Mm. Oh wow, Octavia Spencer is on the picket line, and Uzo Maduba is also on the picket line. That's interesting. Well, look who it is. Diego is in the house. Look who it is. Diego. Y'all follow him. He is just getting started on his content creator journey. I told Diego, keep your head up and just keep one thing at a time. Well, we're talking about a lot. We just talked about Lizzo. Her dancers finally came out in support of her after everything that has happened with Lizzo. Of course, you know the strike is still ongoing, and of course, BET, Paramount, ends its effort to sell a stake in BET Media Group, and Paramount stock dipped after the company ended its effort to sell it off. But they also tried to sell BET for $3 billion. So I'm just going to read the comments that are here. Anonymous says, Lip Theme McCarthy moved all of the top. Yeah. Well, thank you. Listen, I try to stay on top of it. I've been covering it since the first time that they said they were going to sell BET. I kind of figured that it wouldn't be a huge story that mainstream media would cover, or even our media would cover. It's just kind of like a sticky note on a community bulletin board. But BET is our platform, so I felt it was only right that a Black journalist, although I don't consider myself a Black journalist, I consider myself a social commentator whose area of expertise is in media, but who happens to be good at talking about anything and everything socially. But I felt like it was important. You know what I mean? That BET could have been Black owned. So this is some of the comments here. Anonymous is saying good thing McCarthy moved all of the top VH shows to MTV in preparation for the sale. Now he has a weaker VH1. Not necessarily. If you get VH1, you'll probably get the library of content. And also you'll probably get the rights to using the intellectual property. I'm glad you covered it, trying to dig into more of the men and Black men on TV. Absolutely. I think that, it's interesting, Black women and women in general are the bulk of daytime TV and also reality TV, right? So for men don't really watch reality TV too much. I mean, I do. I love Brat Loves Judy. I love Braxton Family Values. I love Chrisley Knows Best. So there are men who watch TV, watch reality TV rather. But I think it's just, and I'll speak for myself. For me, when I watch reality TV, I want to be able to see a reflection of my life and not a portrayal for entertainment. That is just me. It's a very small market. Absolutely. Anonymous says, let me guess, no one wants it or does not want to pay that high price. No one wants a cable network, especially for that high price. And what about programming? Will they own that too, or does Paramount get to keep that? Time is past time. Paramount may sell itself, maybe Zaslav buy them. Diego, brother, not my brother, so I'm gonna try to tap into it. Absolutely do that. I'm trying to tap into it in my own way through coverage. And I think that's one thing that we have to understand here on YouTube. Everybody is going to be different, right? I would say that, this channel is, the channel for everybody else, right? I am black. Um, I am I'm a nerd. I'm an outcast. I'm a lot of things that people don't understand, but yet I understand me, right? So I think everybody needs a place to fall in. There's nothing wrong with diversifying yourself. I think the more that we diversify ourselves, the more connections we'll make, and then the higher elevation we'll all be able to go up. Brother, not my brother says, I think the first one will be Todd Tucker. Absolutely. Todd right now, they're talking about him in a capacity that he's not supporting Candy and stuff like that. Listen, I think that, for the longest time, Todd has supported Candy in many projects, and he wants to be his own individual. I think there's nothing wrong with a man that supports his family, also wants to be his own person. You know what I mean? And you can absolutely do both. You're not going to please everybody. Brother, not my brother, you're not going to please everybody. Even when you try to be a peacemaker, just because you try to be a peacemaker doesn't mean that you will be able to make peace. But the peace that you can make for yourself, take that, make it a gift for yourself, and unwrap that gift and make it purposeful in your life every day. Yikes says Bob Baskins is so bad at his job, merged the companies and drove them into the dumpster. TV CEO says the way to fix Paramount is to merge Pluto TV into Paramount as advertising video on demand free tier with the design of the TV Guide streaming channels interface that is Pluto. Then group the brands for a cable network on Paramount's main page as hubs. This way you have everything in one place that looks and feels like a cable service with many channels. The content library on Pluto TV and Paramount Plus is legit the same, so there's no reason to pay for Paramount except these shows. You merge both. The value of Pluto would make Paramount Plus a central streaming service. Each MTV cable network has been devalued, should have more channels and hubs on Paramount Plus to create value. I hope somebody at Paramount reads this and shares, because we can't afford to have half of them to go under. It's like a car industry bailouts. If one or two goes, then two might as well. Also, Love Island was a draw for Paramount. They should buy it back off of NBC. Well, TV CEO gave a prediction. I think that TV CEO is right and wrong. I think that Pluto TV should stay where it is, though, because Pluto TV, if you're not watching Pluto TV, I don't know what you're doing. It is free content. All you gotta do is download the app and you watch TV for free. And it's basically old content with advertising. That's it. So I think Pluto TV needs to stay where it is, because free video on demand advertising is a huge market. They got fast channels. And fast is just pretty much a channel that just has repurposed content in a specialized place. Paramount Plus to me is not really that big of a streaming service. Of course, they have iCarly, they have Yellowstone, they have Ink Master, they have Bar Rescue. They do have some hit shows, but I don't think Paramount Plus is really that big of a player in the game per se. And I think Paramount Plus has to be able to know what is Paramount to them, and quit trying to make Paramount content to just catch anything, honestly. I was on last night in the Onyx collab, and we were talking. Let's see, I'm one away from being able to stream live and try to be creative. I'm also keeping up with the mess on Tubi TV. Yes, Tubi TV is a treasure trove of content. It is absolutely a treasure trove of content for sure. And, I'm proud of Tubi for, being different and standing 10 toes down and being different, because I think at the end of the day, when you are trying to establish yourself, as being different, it is difficult for people to take you seriously, especially when no one knows who you are. But yeah, I think that Paramount Plus really has to do better at creating content that is Paramount. Just to make it Paramount, because I think that's just wasting time. Because at the end of the day, I really don't hear anybody talking about Paramount Plus. I really don't. That's no disrespect to people who watch Paramount Plus, but I genuinely do not see anybody watching Paramount Plus Like, I hear people watching BET Plus. I hear people watching Hulu. I hear people watching Max. I hear, people watching Netflix. And yes, of course, let's not forget Star Trek, Discovery, Star Trek, Lower Deck, Star Trek, Picard. Those are some big shows as well. And and like I was saying, now I remember what I was going to say. So I was on with the Onyx collab. And see that's the problem. I'm gonna bring that right up. But see, that's the problem, right? They have to figure out how to create franchises and other content where you want to stay. Because at this point, streaming is hitting a creative roadblock. What else can you do? And so it becomes this echo chamber of content. So I finally remember my point. So I was in the Onyx collab last night with some great people. And we were talking about The View and everything else. And this brother named Dash, he said, is the talk still on? And I'm like, I cannot. I'm like, yes, the talk is still on. But honestly, and shout out to Sarah Gilbert, who created the show from her mom group, right? And the talk has been on for over a decade. And their executive producer, who was a black woman, passed away to cancer. So I have nothing but love for that show. And Cheryl Underwood has evolved into the queen that she is on that show. The talk gave Cheryl Underwood the chance to be the star that she is. So I give grace, love, and credit to all those shows. But honestly, what I would do is get rid of the talk. I would. And I'm going to tell you why. For one, I don't think the talk has the juice that they're trying to produce, respectfully. I love all the personalities. Now Morales, a legend. That black brother is amazingly gifted. He's on American Ninja Warrior, and trying to think who else is on the show. There's another young lady. She was talking to Michael from The Bachelor, and then of course Jerry O'Connell, right? What I would do, and this would be me, right? So Paramount, if you hear this, listen. This is just an idea. I'm probably not going to be that smart to. I probably won't be that smart to actually do, but I would get rid of the talk and call it ET. Now, some of you are probably wondering, Braylon, but ET stands for Entertainment Tonight. No. It stands for Entertainment Today. Entertainment Today, broadcasting live at 1 Eastern, 12 Central on CBS and streaming live on Paramount Plus. Now, how would Entertainment Today work? Well, you can leave the 5 chairs there, and you're basically taking the top entertainment news stories and pop culture stories, and you're making them a conversation for an hour a day, right? You can bring on celebrities, you can bring on upcoming artists and content creators. The correspondents from Entertainment Tonight can make appearances as well, and not to mention too, one thing about daytime TV that I really do love is that it is true entertainment, right? So imagine that you're doing a whole show on relationships, right? And you get to bring on a couple that, their love was consummated, mentally consummated over a movie that they watched. You can sit down with that couple and be like, tell me why you guys love, for example, Wally's my favorite movie. So tell me, Braylon, and your lovely wife here, why do you guys like Wally? And take people who have take everyday people who have a connection to entertainment and bring them on to humanize what entertainment is. You do Entertainment Today 5 days a week with a panel or a solo host or a duo. That's going to be lit because it's a whole extra hour of Entertainment Tonight, but called Entertainment Today. How long did that take me to make up? Not long. And plus, it's daily, consistent programming, right? Not to mention, too, imagine having a live chat on the Paramount Plus version of Entertainment Today. You could bring in that live chat on the live show on CBS. Oh, and then when we talk about Entertainment Live, right? ET Live. You know what ET could have been on all day, right? So you have ET Entertainment this morning, right? So ET Entertainment this morning, ET Entertainment today, ET Entertainment tonight. That could have been it, or Entertainment Live, or ET Live, and then you can have documentaries and interviews and deep dives and all that type of stuff on ET Live. Like I said, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm just here, existing, trying to give good energy. So it's then again, I may just be a dude just rambling on YouTube. Who knows? Who knows? If you guys want to come up, the link is pinned there. If you want to come up on StreamYard and hang out with me here live on stage, live here on YouTube. We've been going for 1 hour and 30 minutes now. Let's see here. Nikki News says, Braylon's been fun, but I need to meal prep for tomorrow. Good night. Love you, Nikki News. Always good to see you in the building. Keep being your amazing self. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. So yeah, like I said, the ideas are out here. Y'all just need to execute. That's it. That's absolutely it. But yeah, so. Yes, it. Lord. How are the rest of y'all doing tonight? I hope that all is well with you. We're just chilling out here, doing what we're doing on a virtual tour live, everybody. Hopefully all is well with all of you. Just chilling, not really doing too much. So yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I definitely want to travel in the new year. You know what I mean? I definitely do. Here's the thing, like, and y'all can let me know what y'all think about this. I have never really felt like getting a passport because I don't travel anywhere. Or is that just me being wrong? You know what I mean? I'm very old school in that perspective that if I'm not using it, you know what I mean? If I'm not using it, then why get it? You know what I mean? That's just who I am. And maybe I could be completely wrong, but I definitely do want to get a passport. I definitely want to travel in the new year. Like I told you, I've been wanting to I definitely been wanting to, travel to the Caribbean, to the Bahamas, to Puerto Rico, to Cabo San Lucas. Definitely just want to be able to just see more of the world. You know what I mean? So, and I think travel really does the world. I think traveling does your world a lot of good. Just be able to see a different place. Just be able to have a different point of view. Just be able to say that you did something different. You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh. We are almost out of here with our virtual tour live here. I really have enjoyed this time with you guys. I really do love being here, just being able to chill out and enjoy being here with all of you. Because at the end of the day, what I've come to recognize with everything of my life is recognizing that you have to invest in yourself for yourself to be your best self, right? I think we don't really invest enough because we feel like we gotta give to everybody. But guess what? Dolly Parton's mom, who I absolutely love, Dolly Parton. I want to go with Dollywood. I think that would be so cool. I've never been. It's in Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, and it's one of the best theme parks in the world. Actually, it's been honored several times. But Dolly Parton's mom really is foundational to Dolly Parton as a person, right? So, hey, Justine Battle, welcome in. Beverly Childs, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. Thank you all for being here. Just talking about the one and only Miss Dolly Parton. Hello, Anjanette GL. Glad to have you here. So there was a story that Dolly Parton talked about her mom, that it was Christmas time and that she was at church, and the church made sure everybody had gifts, and all the kids had gifts and everybody else had a gift, but there was one extra gift that was left. I'm paraphrasing, but this is basically the story that when it got to Dolly Parton's mom, she couldn't get a gift because it's about the kids, and her mom said, "I understand." And Dolly said, "Well, you can have my gift," and her mom said, "I don't want your gift. I love you because you have a good heart." And oh, damn it, I'm not gonna cry with y'all. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. And that story touched me because it goes to show that regardless if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Italian, Japanese, whatever, there are good hearts in this world, right? And also Dolly Parton's mom said, save a little bit for you. And I think that's something we do not do enough in this world. We try to give our best to everybody, right? But at the end of the day, how can we give more to others than we give to ourselves? And I think we have to do better on that. I really, really have to. I think we really have to do better on that, of making sure that we understand as a people that just because we are giving to everybody else doesn't mean that there shouldn't be something for us. Because we matter too. When they say check on your strong friends, they say that because people who are strong sometimes are a little weak too. So let's it's almost time for me to head on out here. And by the way, thank y'all so much for coming through and being here. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Thank y'all for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing as well. So I really, this is like my happy place, being here, being able to do content of all different types. Like I said, the link is pinned up there if you want to come on up and hang out with me here. And I appreciate everybody who came through in the chat. Beverly Child says, "I'm always give more than I receive, and I am okay with that." No, that's one. And let me just say this to you. I appreciate you, Beverly, for saying that. Because guess what? It is way better to give than receive, because I come from the world that, everything you have may mean nothing to the world, but when somebody gives you a piece of their everything to you, that should become something to you, right? So I come from that cloth, as they say. I've just come to recognize that at the end of the day, that the energy needs to be matched as well. And I say the energy needs to be matched from our family and friends who are always asking us to invest in them, always asking us to show up, always asking us to do, um, to be able rather take an inch and make it a mile. But for people who generally don't have anything, but they give the best that they can, it's always better to give than to receive from those people because they're already giving their best. And I think the people that make the world go round are the people who have nothing but still are able to find something. There may be a person that, they all they got is, I'm just going to use Arkansas for example. All they got is some pepper jean, petty jean, chicken loaf, pepper chicken loaf, some mustard, some Louisiana hot sauce, and some barbecue chips. And they got some sodas, and that's all they got. And they're willing to give you the time of day just because you're a good person. So we got to recognize that the people who usually don't have the most usually give the most. Have I been to Dayton, Ohio? No, I have not been to Dayton, Ohio. There's a lot of places in Ohio I have not been to. Would love to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame every August. I think it's happening now, or it's already happened, but we have the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and of course the Cleveland Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think they're having the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony, if I'm not mistaken, in California next year, I think. So yeah. Very, very excited. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, never been to Dayton, Ohio. I know Dayton is very big for many, many things for sure. So that's awesome. That's quite awesome. I do want to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania. My family got to go, and you get to make your own Hershey candy bar there, as well, which is pretty cool. And they're always making new upgrades to that park. And they have this water flume ride where somebody had their cell phone, right? Excuse me. Somebody had their cell phone, and it basically just knocked the cell phone out of their hand. So, but definitely want to go up today in Ohio. Definitely want to explore more of Ohio and just explore more of the world. I think I miss the Travel Channel. I miss the Travel Channel for what it used to be. Now it's all ghost stuff. But with all these travel YouTube channels out here, it's a shame that we don't use the power of travel to use the Travel Channel. Because I remember Samantha Brown, who is one of the best people, and she's on PBS now. But when Samantha Brown would be from Disney World, she would be from, Paris, or she would be from Germany. She would be able to take you on a visual mental trip of a country you've never been. You felt like you were there. Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown and No Reservations, one of the greatest hosts of all time. And I love Anthony Bourdain because I think his philosophy on travel was simple. We don't have to dress anything up. We're going to go into this place and see what can be. Keep the format simple. Shoot what you can. Let's showcase what the world is, and let's move from there. I think everybody, when he tragically passed away, we all know how it happened, but I'm giving grace to him because we do not know what he was going through at that point in time. But the fact that he's no longer here saddens me. I think it saddened everybody, whether you watch his shows, whether you heard about him, or just got inspired just seeing him somewhere in the world doing something great. I think it was just a sad day when that happened for sure. So, but yes, indeed. Yeah, I know, right? Some of that food did not look tasty at all. I totally agree. And that's the most interesting thing about a travel show. You will look at something and be like, why they eat that? And I appreciate hosts who can be real. There are some hosts that they eat the food that be like, oh, it's good, knowing good to damn well that they have a napkin they when the camera's not on. But I appreciate people like Gordon Ramsay, because Gordon Ramsay, he keeps it real. You know what I mean? And I think Gordon Ramsay gets a bad rep because I watch him on MasterChef Kids. And oh my God, he is such a big kid, and he makes it fun for the kids because he recognizes that being a kid and wanting to be a chef, you're dealing with stoves and fire and ingredients and balancing flavors and all that stuff at like 9, 10 years old, and he wants to make sure that they have a good experience. But I think the reason why people like Gordon Ramsay and even Simon Cowell, who has evolved tremendously, I think the reason why people like them get a bad rep is because they have an energy of, listen, we don't got time to waste. So they give their energy, but they don't recognize that each platform requires a different energy. So yeah, some of that food does not look tasty. I'm gonna be real with you. There was a show called Man vs. Food with Andrew Zimmerman, and he would go around the country eating some of the weirdest food. I'm just like, how's your health insurance? Are you good? Like, how do you balance that? Like, do you get, like, you got endorsement deal with Pepto-Bismol? Like, how do you balance all that food within you? Like, that's a little much. You know what I mean? That's just a little much for me, at least. But yeah, I feel you, Beverly, for sure. I definitely feel you. It is almost time to head out of here with this amazing tour. Y'all know how we do. We're going to read the daily motivational thought of the day from Ralph Morrison. It says here, and there's always a quote on greatday.com. Yeah, it really is too much. It really is too much. It says here from John Henson, the trouble with life in the fast lane is that you get to the other end in a hurry. The trouble with life in the fast lane is that you get to the other end in a hurry. I think what John Henson is trying to say is we try to live life in the fast lane to get to our destination, but we miss so much goodness, joy, and greatness along the way. So I will read the Daily Motivator and spend some extra time with y'all before we get out of here. So here we go. Thursday, August 17th, 2023. This is from greatday.com. I found this from a station called Hallelujah FM. They would do these on the radio. And I always love ending every live I do with a motivational thought, because at the end of the day, I think after spending an hour, 47 minutes and 32 seconds together, as I'm seeing the clock here, or even spending 2 hours or any time with someone, I feel like you should leave their channel, you should leave their space, you should leave your thoughts with something positive. So Thursday, August 17th, 2023, action and enjoyment. Enjoyment is optional. Action is not. You can get the work done and benefit from it without enjoying it, but you cannot or can't do. You can't enjoy the work nor benefit from it without actually doing it. It's great when you can enjoy what you're doing, but it's not an absolute necessity. If you have to choose between action and enjoyment, choose action. Enjoyment can be a big help in getting things done, yet enjoyment alone is not sufficient. By all means, let yourself enjoy your work as you can, but don't make enjoyment your top priority. Get in the habit of taking action even when it's not enjoyable. Eventually, your work will create much more enjoyment than you might have missed along the way. Make action your top priority and enjoyment a desirable bonus when it comes. That's what will maximize both the level of achievement and the level of enjoyment in your life, Ralph Morrison. You know, when I think about that thought, of action versus enjoyment. I think taking action requires more work than enjoyment. And I say that because there are different tasks and responsibilities and different steps you have to take in your action that you have to do, right? Enjoyment to me is more of a feeling, it's more of a move, it's more of a point of view, which, are you enjoying this right now? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. But what was the action? Did you enjoy the virtual tour live, or did you enjoy the action of the virtual tour live, right? So I definitely get what they're saying between joy, enjoyment, and action. I think also too, it's great. It's great when you can enjoy what you're doing, but it's not an absolute necessity. I will disagree with that. I think it's an absolute necessity to be able to enjoy what you're doing, right? If you are, let's just say, if you work at a bar, right? You want to be able to enjoy the drinks that you're serving your people, right? You want to be able to enjoy, being able to make that Moscow Mule a double strong. And you're able to provide somebody a space to fall after a long day, right? If you're not enjoying what you do, then it's a chore. It's a task. It is something on the honeydew list that if you got to check it off every day, it takes the fun out of it. So I do believe it's an absolute necessity, but I get what they're saying, that the action that you do needs to be bigger than the enjoyment you get, because if you're not feeling anything from your actions, you're not going to be able to enjoy anything. And I think that there are levels to being able to see the best out of life. My birthday happened. I had 158 people view my Instagram story of me with that birthday hat that should not have been on my head. And was humbling because, like I said, one of my biggest fears is not mattering to people. Because, life gets productive and life also gets busy. And, your friends and your family are off on their journey. You're off on yours. And you get lost in the sauce of, does anybody know that I'm out here? The words of Kurt Franklin. Does anybody out there listening? And does anybody know my name? No, my friend, we were not there, but yet we do hear your pain. That's a great song, by the way. Is anybody out there listening? No, my friend, we were not there, but we do hear your pain. And yes, we do care. I'm paraphrasing it. But what that birthday taught me is that every year, and I have the cup that says friends are like, good stars are like friends, even though you don't see them all the time, you know that they're there. I think the levels of enjoyment comes from your mindset and where you are in life. If you're at level 1, enjoy level 1. Enjoy being able to, walk around and open up a door and see where that goes. Enjoy being able to unlock a new power move. Enjoy level 1. I think we see the final level. We see how great it is, but we don't know how much energy we have to give to that final level, right? So what I would say to all of you in your journey, and of course, as I'm saying it to you, I'm saying it to myself, that with the levels that we're conquering, if you don't get to that level where you think you need to get to, it's okay. If you were almost past level 1 and you did that one wrong move to go back to the beginning of level 1, that's okay. Because guess what? You know the route to get there. It was just one step. And we're at level 2. Enjoy level 2. Enjoy level 3. I've been saying this a lot. Some people are really quick to want to place in first place. They really are. Because they want to be known. But sometimes we need to enjoy being placed in third and placing in third. And why is that? Because we did more than enough work to be in the winner's circle. But bigger than doing enough work to be in the winner's circle, we did enough work to still know that we're seen. Oh, look at you. You didn't place first. But yeah, I placed third, though. I'm still there. And that's the key. That's the key. It's about how you still enjoy where you are, recognizing that the work you did does matter, if to no one else but for your doggone self. So I hope that has been inspiring to you. I really do put my all into these lives. I normally don't look up the topics before. Well, I take that back. Sometimes I do look up the topics. And I put the links in the chat, but I really do love Virtual Tour Live when I'm able to just take a story and just cover it live like it's breaking news. And what I hope that these Virtual Tour Lives do for you is it gives you a place to fall. It gives you a different point of view, but most of all, it showcases to you that you're not alone out here. You're not. It literally says on my wall, somewhere someone is looking for exactly what you have to offer. Not a fifth, not a quarter, not a half. They look for exactly what you have to offer. Don't worry about the size of people who can see you. Worry about if people want to see something in you. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Don't worry about the number of the size of the amount of people that can see you. That's quantity. Worry about people that want to see something in you of quality. So I hope I do leave y'all with something positive after we covered the mess of the impossible. We covered the rise of the possible. We shaded, we elevated, we gave conversation soul. But the last thing I want you to remember, always know that higher is waiting, lower is available. But either way, we're about to go on tour. And there's always a spot for you on this tour. Now, it's going to get rough. Sometimes we're going to go down some uptown roads and ride until we can't no more. And there will be some dark destinations we will go to. But I promise you, we will always get to that destination of joy at the end of our tour. So with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you want more special, because you are always born a blessing. Always born a blessing. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why? It's one thing to call yourself. It's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be able to rise up to be great together. I always remember where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just recognizing that at the end of the day, we all are on different levels, but that doesn't mean it's not a struggle to get to the next one. Make sure the replay is not just worth for you to watch it, not just worth for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. I love you. I value you. I embrace you all. I will see you real soon. Good night, everybody.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. And you didn't know me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. I found your magic and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. And you didn't win this, it's a part of the game. In the beginning I just didn't know that you're an enemy I held too close. Now I know, 'cause you didn't did everything to prove me wrong. You were not the guy I thought. Now I'm beating you at your own. Yeah. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would